What up everyone, it's your boy X-Man87 here, bringing you another Marvel Legends video, and what I have for you today is the Marvel Legends Avengers Wave Controller Build-A-Figure Series Quake/Maria Hill action figure review. Before we get into everything, if you could please leave a thumbs up, like rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Now with that said, it's time for me to give you another 1-2 punch episode of the Uncanny X-Man-E story time, and then we'll take a look at the figure. Let's go! Daisy Louise Johnson, aka Quake, first appeared in Secret War Book 2 in 2004. The creators Brian Michael Bendis and Gabriel Delato based her visual appearance off actress Angelina Jolie. Daisy Johnson is the daughter of villain Mr. Hyde and prostitute Jennifer Johnson. She was given up for adoption to the Sutter's family, who renamed her Corey Sutter. 17 years later, she was caught by the police after stealing CDs from a record store. She became agitated and lost control of her body, causing her powers to cause a tremor recorded at 3.2 on the Richter scale. From here, she was taken into S.H.I.E.L.D. to speak to Nick Fury. Fury informed her of her powers and her real parentage, and then offered Daisy to become a special agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Later tests were carried out on Daisy, and it turned out her powers weren't the cause of the mutant gene, but rather happened due to her father's experimentation on his gene structure. Daisy was born with her inhuman powers without having to go through Terrigenesis. Daisy then received her training and became an expert member of S.H.I.E.L.D. She also gained a level 10 security clearance at 18 years of age, the highest security clearance on the planet. After gaining her security clearance, Fury chose Daisy to be a part of his secret war team in Latveria against Prime Minister Lucia von Bardis and invade her castle. Fury instructed Daisy to use her powers to destroy the entire castle and to kill Lucia along with her troops to teach the terrorists a lesson. The rest of the group disagreed with Fury's actions, in particular using a young girl like Daisy to kill. 1 year later, Lucia returned in the form of a cyborg along with a group of supervillains and started exacting vengeance on Nick Fury and the Secret War heroes. Lucia managed to create a massive bomb that was about to destroy New York and the world's heroes, until Daisy arrived and used her powers to pinpoint von Bardis' power source in her chest area and hit it from the inside out, which stopped her heart, ultimately killing her and stopped the bomb from detonating. After Fury's mind wiping was revealed, Wolverine went into a feral rage and stabbed Fury. To stop Wolverine, Daisy exploded his heart from the inside to protect Fury. She threatened the heroes that they'll be next if they tried anything, showing her devotion and loyalty to Fury. It's then revealed that Wolverine only killed an LMD, a life model decoy of Fury that he made to go into hiding before the start of the Secret War. Fun fact, this story may sound familiar to you if you played the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 video game, as the prologue to that game took inspiration from the storyline to kickstart the game's version of Civil War. To finish out this story on Daisy's part, this brought in new S.H.I.E.L.D. director Maria Hill, who interrogates her on the events and if she knows where Fury is. Daisy, once again staying loyal to Fury, didn't comply and Hill was forced to remove her off assignments. After she's released, it's revealed she still maintains contact with Nick Fury, ready for her next mission. Her next mission took place after M-Day in Decimation after defeating Magneto, as the new Avengers couldn't stop him. She induced a vibration in his brain that made him lose consciousness. It is here where she gets her new codename Quake, by neutralizing the Master of Magnetism. Even after this, Captain America rejected her to become the newest Avenger. During Secret Invasion, Fury assigned Quake to recruit a team of various heroes and villains to aid in battle against the Skrull invasion. This new team would be called the Secret Warriors. Eventually, Cap inducted Quake as the newest member of the Avengers, with her first mission on the team was to interrogate John Walker, aka US Agent, the Warden of the Raft, to see if he was in any way involved in the breakout following Norman Osborn's escape. She reported back to Cap, discovering that there are several Hammer agents and loyalists within S.H.I.E.L.D. She once was the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. when Maria Hill stepped down from the role. Maria Hill would become director once again, as Quake was removed of the position after authorizing an assassination attempt on AIM's Scientist Supreme. Working for S.H.I.E.L.D. once again, Quake would team up with Agent Coulson, Melinda May, Leo Fitz, Gemma Simmons, and other S.H.I.E.L.D. agents to help stop her father, Mr. Hyde, without killing him, and to stop other villains as well. Recently, she joined the new ForceWorks 2020 team with US Agent. For powers and abilities, she has the ability to generate earthquakes. Her training under Nick Fury provided Quake her gauntlets and enabled her to target her seismic vibrations with precise accuracy, causing her target to vibrate and explode from the inside out. She is immune to any harmful effects of the vibrations. She also has a psychic shield, which prevents or aids her in not being harmed by psychic assaults made by those with such abilities, a threat she made to Emma Frost, which would end up hurting Frost herself on any attempt. She has such a fine control over her powers that she can explode a person's heart from the inside in one shot, even from a distance. She can range from such delicate uses of her powers as this to bringing down whole building structures in seconds. She can also use her powers to induce vibrations in a person's brain to render them unconscious. Further training under Fury has made her a superb hand-to-hand combatant, a highly skilled athlete and marksman. She is also a leading Black Ops espionage agent, adept at undercover assignments, and she also possesses level 10 shield security clearance. She is the only known agent aside from Fury and the Black Widow with such clearance. Quake is Fury's ultimate secret weapon, being his Baba Yaga under S.H.I.E.L.D's bed for a contingency plan if the Avengers ever go rogue. He knows Quake can kill the entire team by exploding them from the inside out with a single blow. Consider this her Mortal Kombat fatality. Quake doesn't hesitate to kill, especially if ordered under Fury. In other media, actress Chloe Bennett played Quake in the MCU in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV series. Unlike the comics, Quake is extremely depowered and not OP like her comic book counterpart. Chloe Bennett also reprises her role voicing Quake in the Marvel Rising animated film. Quake also appears in the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes animated series. She's been featured in many mobile games such as the popular Contest of Champions and Marvel Strike Force. For merchandise, Quake has been made in different figure forms and now a first time in the line for Marvel Legends. The one-shot killer and leader of the Secret Warriors, Quake, has appeared in over 285 issues. Now taking a look at this Quake head sculpt right here, I think it looks really good. Now in the comics, her look is supposed to be based off Angelina Jolie, and I could see some similar facial features here. Now I felt like that changed somewhat over the years, depending on the artist. They decide to either stick with that look or do their own thing. And I think for Legends here in this figure, they kind of did their own thing, but for the most part, sticking true to that Quake look. And as you can see, she has the short hair. I like the way the hair sculpt looks. I like the kind of scraggly, sharp kind of look it's got going on. She used to sport some longer hair than this in the comics too. You know, that would have been good as an alternate head as well, but I like her with the shorter hair. One thing I will say is that the Marvel Legends line continues to make great female hair sculpts. I do like the way the lips came out looking nice and full, especially the paint came out nice and dark. Nice arches on the eyebrows too, so yeah, I could definitely see some Angelina Jolie features here. The eyes came out looking nice. The digital face print came out spot on and very clean, cleaner than probably any of the other ones that came out, because some of them can come out looking very dotty, and here it just came out super clean. So overall, a great head sculpt. Great thing is that she's on the new female pinless body that we've seen on Shriek, but sporting a new upper torso this time around. And as you can see, the zipper line is sculpted and painted, so that came out looking very nice, very clean. Even the zipper loop right there came out clean. You got the straps right here, also sculpted. And you got the back piece right there with some bolts on it, painted in a nice metallic silver. So yeah, very happy with the way this upper torso came out. She's got the S.H.I.E.L.D. logo painted in white right there. So that is a nice looking paint deco right there for that S.H.I.E.L.D. logo. And here we have the Quake gauntlets. And they're looking good for the most part. They're not painted in a metallic silver, so they got that kind of dull looking plastic, but that doesn't completely bother me because in the comics her gauntlets were never like shiny, so I didn't expect the metallic silver paint. Honestly, I think this dull looking plastic kind of works, since in the comics her gauntlets kind of look dull. Maybe it could have been a little bit darker, more towards a gunmetal kind of color, but I do like the sculpt of these gauntlets. They look really nice. This might bother some, but you can see the white glove just showing underneath the gauntlet right there, so that may bother some. I mean, I get it, she's in a S.H.I.E.L.D. costume, so they usually wear white gloves, but I felt like they could have made the gauntlet just a little bit bigger right here to cover that completely. And here are the hands to the Quake gauntlets, nicely sculpted. I do like the bolts on the fingers. Came out blocky looking. As you can see, the fingers are splayed out like that. I wish she came with a pair of fists. They came out looking good overall, but there is a design flaw that I gotta point out, and that's with the wrist peg. For some reason, when you push the hand back, the wrist peg is protruding through the sculpt, and I do not like the way that looks at all. I don't know what was the thinking behind here, but Normally, with the wrist articulation, is very low on the hand. This is deep in the palm of the hand, as you can see. So maybe they wanted to go deep so you can push the hand further back like that. I mean, it does have good range, but I don't think it needed to go that deep, honestly. I think it still would have worked. So yeah, while the gauntlets look good, they are not completely perfect. It can look a little bit weird to try to get a relaxed pose because those fingers are splayed out. So these are definitely meant for stylized action poses. So even though the gauntlets are not completely perfect, I still think it looks good overall. Taking a look at the rest of the body, we got some nice plastic curves here. We get additional layers with this belt, some nice additional line work. You get a slight pouch right there. And you have 2 thigh straps. Wish one of them had a holster for a gun. That would have been cool. Here's the legs. Here are the boots painted in white. Now, question for you. Do you guys prefer the boots and gloves painted or sculpted? Again, in the comics, sometimes it looks like it's one piece. So in some costumes or some figures, it's fine if it's painted over. But in some cases, you know, they should be sculpted. And I think for S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, they should be sculpted. And here are the feet and the serial number underneath the left foot. Now for accessories, we're going to turn her into Maria Hill. So you're going to take the gauntlets off, which is fairly easy. Pop the hand off, remove the gauntlet, and then we'll just take one of the hands. So in this case, the trigger hand, and do the same for the other. Pop the head off, and then we put the Maria Hill head on here. Now we got Maria Hill here, and I think she looks very good. You know, at first I wasn't sure about the teeth sticking out, but then I'm like, you know what? It gives the figure more personality, and especially with Maria Hill, well, she's a mean one. So definitely makes her look mean here. And my God, this head sculpt is just so much better than this junk right here. Look at this crap. This is horrible. Wow, just like night and day difference right there. Man, really like the way this looks. And I like the hair sculpt here. Again, they just do a great job with the female hair sculpts, and the comm link earpiece right there, that looks pretty cool. Again, the digital face print is spot on. I like the little hair piece, you know, by itself right there. So overall, I do enjoy this head sculpt. I like it a lot. You get 2 trigger hands, and you get a traditional hinge for the left hand and a vertical hinge for the right hand. And you get a handgun, and it's got a port right there, so you can add your Legends effects to it. And if you're army building these, then you can give Maria Hill 2 handguns like this. And lastly, she comes with 2 open hands to add for some more display. And just to blow your minds a bit, since Maria Hill has used jetpacks in the comics, you can take the S.H.I.E.L.D. jetpack from the gray Black Widow and equip it on this body, and it looks absolutely phenomenal, man. With that S.H.I.E.L.D. logo right there, this is just absolutely perfect for your female S.H.I.E.L.D. agent army builders. It's crazy to see the difference between the dark days of Hasbro and now. I mean, this one came out back in, what, 2010, I want to say? And my God, it looks like they were feeding her just salad. And this one, they were feeding her chicken. So, you know, we're eating now, fam. Now, this was a good female army builder at the time. I believe our only female army builder for Marvel Legends. And now this one's going to be so much better with the army builder offerings they do on posts. I believe we're going to get a dedicated female army builder for the S.H.I.E.L.D. Hopefully packing it in with multiple heads of different ethnicities like they did with the male army builder pack. Because right now we're looking at an all-white women army. So to expand your army building, here are some options I laid out to show you what might work for you and what might not. So I will let you know that not all of the skin tone on the neck will match the skin tone on the faces, so be mindful of that. So just to look at the different head options we have displayed here, we have the Rider Series short-haired Black Widow, Bobby Morse, we have Silk, we have the White Widow Black Widow head, we have the retro Black Widow head on here, and the Spider-Woman, the one with the unmasked look that she was supposed to be pregnant but wasn't pregnant on the figure. Now, I think all of these work for me. One thing to note about this jetpack that I showed off earlier, it works best with someone that has short hair. That way, no articulation is hindered, and anyone with long hair just would not work because this gets in the way. This head right here, I think, works. It may sit a little too high, but man, I've seen girls with long necks before, so, you know, this doesn't really faze me. Oh, maybe this could work as a Gemma Simmons for me. The Bobby Morse head I do like, and if you want, you can actually, you know, by removing the goggles, You can use this as a Sharon Carter, I guess. I wish it came with a Sharon Carter head in this pack. That would have been really nice. You might just have to deal with the little gaps right there for the goggles, but if that doesn't bother you, I think this could really work. The silk head probably looks best on this body. I think it's my favorite, or actually my second favorite on this body. But it looks really good. And you know what? Since she looks Latina, it does add some diversity too. Speaking of diversity too, this Jessica Drew Spider-Woman head on here can pass for a comic book Melinda May figure. So I think this will also add more diversity. So yeah, this looks really good. I like these two a lot. The only thing with this head, you could tell the skin tone is slightly off, but the skin tone here I think works. Actually, this is my favorite head on this body, so that way you can have a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Black Widow. So this White Widow head is just perfect, man, and putting the Widow Stingers on too just gives it a nice pop to it. I may put the Black Widow belt on here. What do you guys think? Should I do that or just leave this as is? I mean, because it does look nice and uniformed for her. But yeah, in my opinion, this one is definitely by far the best one. Also, the retro Black Widow here looks good and it sits well on the body, and I do like it. And here are some more options you can do. So here I have the Moira McTaggart head on here. And I guess this could work for like your geeky tech scientist maybe on the field. Does sit a little bit high though. This one, the Gwen Stacy head, I don't think looks bad at all. I think this could work, you know. So it doesn't look too bad. I like the way it kind of sits. Maybe a little bit on the higher side, but you know, doesn't bother me. And here we got the Celine head, so if you wanted to add a goth chick, I guess, you know, this would work. And here is the short-haired Black Widow. Again, this just works, man. I love the way this looks. I think every Black Widow head on here looks badass. Then we have the Black Queen, Jean Grey. Oh no, not really feeling this one. But again, if you want to display that jetpack, this is another option since she has short hair. Well, long hair, but tied up in a bun. But again, it's up to you if you want to display those jetpacks. Just throwing the displays out there. And then this Emma Frost looks good. I like the way this one looks. So this is the one that came with the Walgreens Emma Frost, not the Hellfire Club one. So this one's just been sitting in my bin. So yeah, this will definitely go on one of my female S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. But this right here blew my mind, and that's putting the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent helmets on these female bodies. And my god, do these look great. Holy crap, this works. You know, on the back it may not look good, you know, because of, well, I mean, the skin tone showing off like that and the ball peg right there. But, you know, on the front right here, my god, this looks freaking cool. This just looks so damn cool, and this adds more, you know, display variety. So, oh man, this is total awesomeness. So that was a lot of fun. Let me know which ones were your favorites, what worked for you, what didn't work for you. There's a lot more I can display, but you know, for the sake of time, I don't want this video going on too long. If I come up with some other options and displays, I'll show them up on my Instagram. Gotta give a big thank you to Sailfish Comics in Concord, North Carolina for helping my army builders in this review. If you're in the area, please check out this comic shop that has a solid collection of comics and figures for sale. Now to cover articulation for Quake, her head moves that far up. Man, that's really deep. That's nice. And it moves that far down. Her head moves left and right, and it does got some tilt to it. Her arms move all the way up, so higher than a T-pose. That's great. Moves down. You can swing them around. You got the bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows, so you get some nice articulation there. Just love that. And you got the wrist swivel and a wrist hinge. Diaphragm joint doesn't move much forward, but it moves far back, and it does swivel. It pivots, and it rocks around nicely. Her legs spread that far apart, great for wide stances, and then her legs kick up that far, and they kick that far back, and her legs rock around. You got the thigh swivel, double jointed pinless knees, oh, but no heel to the ass Quake. Her ankles move up that far and down that low, and they rock all around. Now let's kick off comparisons with Quake and Maria Hill next to the Toys R Us exclusive 2-pack Maria Hill. You can now replace this outdated Maria Hill with this beautifully updated version. Here is Quake and Maria Hill next to some male S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. Kinda wish they had the S.H.I.E.L.D. logo on both arms like these male ones have so they can match there. Here is Quake and Maria Hill next to Nick Fury. Quake was not only featured as Fury's most prized student, but also sharing a pseudo-father-daughter relationship with him. Speaking of father and daughter, here is Quake next to her father, Calvin Zabo, aka Mr. Hyde. Here is Quake next to some fellow Inhumans, Black Bolt and Medusa. Being that Daisy got her name Quake from defeating Magneto, here is an important comparison of Quake next to Magneto. Since Daisy's look is based off of Angelina Jolie in the comics, well, here she is next to the only Marvel Legends figure of Angelina Jolie herself as Thena from the Eternals. Here is Quake next to AIM's Scientist Supreme. Lastly, here she is next to Madam Hydra. Madam Hydra review is on deck. And now for my on the shelf segment, here is Quake and Maria Hill in my S.H.I.E.L.D display, as well as adding some of the female S.H.I.E.L.D army builders here, led by Sharon Carter right there. So we do need an updated Sharon Carter in the white suit. And yeah, they are now added to the collection. Alright, and now to wrap things up, my final rating is a 10 out of 10. Total awesomeness! An absolutely amazing figure here. The new female body sculpt is very toned and solid. So many great things going on about this figure that I can add another full list of pros to it. The fun factor is through the roof with getting 2 characters out of it in Quake and Maria Hill. Then the fun factor goes beyond that when you push the limits to army building female S.H.I.E.L.D agents by adding a variety of heads and kit bashing other parts. It felt limitless and couldn't stop having fun with it. I did point out the wrist peg design being blocky, which protrudes through the hand. It should have been round to smooth it out, but everything else about this figure's greatness surpasses that minor flaw that I forget about it, honestly. I think a pair of fists for the gauntlets would have helped, but for everything we get here for the $24.99 price point, we're talking about multiple pair of alternate hands, a gun, and an extra head to get an additional character. That's what I'm talking about. This is what I want to see from these price increases to justify that bang for our buck. Sculpt, paint, articulation, accessories, and play factor are all on par here. This is hands down the best female Marvel Legends figure of the year. I can't think of another one that can top this. Maybe Frankie Ray Nova, but I'll reserve judgment when I get that in hand. Just look at these badass ladies on my rotating base. I'm going to cap at 10 to 12 of these for my army building pleasure. Alright Quake, you have a guaranteed spot in my top 10 legends of 2022. Now we kick it back to you. What do you think of this Quake / Maria Hill figure? Any other female army builders you'd like to see next? Maybe AIM, Hydra, or Hellfire Club female guards? Comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. That was my review. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already at xmanny87. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my latest videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. Enjoy the pics at the end of the video. See you on the next review. Peace, peace.